So hello, welcome again. My name is Kat, and today we are going to look at the question, or we are going to try to answer the question, are you closing yourself off? So this reading might be appropriate for some of you who just feel like the external life is too hard to cope with, or it's too overwhelming. You know, you need to take time to heal, and maybe there was a problem at your work, you know, whatever environment that you were part of. Maybe you were struggling with relationships in your life. I think sometimes it's good to take time off, you know, when we need it. Now, is this time of work, of, you know, not sustaining relationships with others, you know, you're not being close to other people, is this disconnection went too far? Do you feel like you should probably come out now? Do you feel like you're not really sure? Do you need an inspiration? Do you need some guidance on this journey, in this position you are now? So this is the reason why we are doing this reading today. So we have three options, and the first option starts with this beautiful lapis lazuli horse. It's quite wild, lovely, and if you like this horse, then you might jump right into your reading. Then we've got the second reading, reading number 2, with this beautiful stone rabbit. I'm not really sure which stone is it, but it's a very cute rabbit, and if you resonate with it, then it's reading number 2. And then reading number 3 is associated with this beautiful stone frog. Again, I'm not really sure what stone this is, but it's kind of green. If you know what stone this is, I'd be really appreciative if you write it in the comment section. And it's reading number 3. So if you resonate with the frog, then it's the choice for you. And I'm basically getting back into doing readings in English, and I think that I'm kind of improving. You know, sometimes it's difficult to kind of, you know, just put it in words, you know, whatever we have in mind. It doesn't mean necessarily that I don't know what I would like to talk about. Sometimes it's just difficult to basically voice it, and that's what I'd like to improve. I have got this beautiful purple velvet cover, and I think it's quite appropriate, especially when we are dealing with themes, topics, as I've chosen for today's reading. And I really hope that you will enjoy the reading. It will give you some guidance. It will basically inspire you to take new steps towards the future. And the readings were really interesting. I definitely myself got a lot of inspiration in them. So again, we have to understand that these readings are universal, that these readings are here for many of you who will watch that either now or in the future. And so you have to take the best of it, okay? Doesn't mean that the reading will absolutely 100% apply to you, but it kind of goes that alley, if you know what I mean. If you cannot connect with the reading, if you think it's some BS, you know, the best thing is to just stop watching the reading, because it's not meant to go your way, and maybe come back and listen to another reading in the future that will go your way. Anyway, that was basically everything that I wanted to say for today, and I hope you enjoy the reading, and I will see you in my next reading, which will definitely come at the end of this week. And have a good time. For now, bye bye. So if you've chosen this beautiful lapis lazuli horse, then this reading is for you. And today we are looking at the topic if you are closing yourself off, which means that you might need time on your own. You might feel like you don't want to talk to people outside. You just don't have enough confidence to go out there yet, maybe because of the long-term illness, maybe because you have experienced something, a failure of relationship or at work or anywhere else, and now you feel like you need to regenerate, you need your energy back. Let's have a look. Okay, so the first card is Six of Cups, and we have a sorrow, so just gonna put it so you can see it. On the sorrow card we have a vase that is kind of being emptied, so we'll talk a little bit more about that when we see another card. We've got the card Emperor next to it. Okay, so it might be regarding a man, relationship with the dominant man. It might be a man in your romantic life, or it might be a man, a boss at your work or anywhere else, someone who has got like a dominant position, over you. And then we have Illumination, so that's a really good card, Ace of Wands, because that's a sign that you want to basically get out there, you want to heal the wound. Sometimes it takes time for us to even want to heal. Sometimes it takes time to realize, that we are not supposed to be on our own all the time, even though some of us might be naturally introverted and we prefer to spend a lot of time on our own. Sometimes we know that being always alone is not the best thing. So let's have a look at the Usher card, and we've got Isolation. So there is definitely a sign that you might be closing yourself off. You might feel that you are lacking, the presence of other people. You are lacking the connection with the outside world, with the external world. And then we've got Comparison card, which for me could be either negative or positive card. Let's have a look. We'll talk a little bit more about this card. I think that that's quite an important card in this spread. And then we've got Moment to Moment, which is another healing card, because you're gonna have to take time. You can't rush steps, towards healing your wounds, because obviously Six of Cups, the sorrow, suggests that you are healing some wounds, and it's never good to rush yourself into it, even though you have Ace of Wands, which suggests that it might come to you suddenly, some new inspiration, some new guidance might come your way. But I want to see the last three cards on the table, and let's have a look what we've got. Okay, we've got Work. So Work is good card. Okay, so you need one way to heal your wound is through work. We've got the Moon card. Okay, we'll talk more about these cards very soon. We've got Winning, okay, card. That's very good. I'm very happy. I'm very pleased with that, because you seem to have the Wands element, the fire element on the active side, on the conscious side. So you might be aware of the ways how to heal yourself. You will have access to ways how to heal yourself. You are probably also aware that you need to take small steps, because moment to moment, if you look at the card closely, it has got this kind of Buddhist monk, or spiritual man taking really these very careful steps, forward, because otherwise he's gonna end up in whatever this is, the wild river, let's say. So he looks pretty relaxed, and he's balancing, which suggests that he knows exactly what to do. So that means that you really need to balance on whatever happened. And let me tell you something really kind of created a deep wound in your heart for some reason. It might have played with your confidence, self-esteem. Now you are maybe under normal circumstances. You don't have to be that introverted. Maybe you are a bit of an extrovert. You like presence of other people, but something has happened. It might be also related to work. So everyday life, something like a practical doing, something to do with other people, because work, number 3, is associated with relationships, also with the larger groups, for me it kind of suggests that it could have happened at work, because we have the Emperor here, which he can be your boss. He can be anyone who is to whom you are kind of, and a subordinate. You are the employee. You are the subordinate position. So we've got a dominant figure. This is a dominant figure as well. So comparison, okay, so you might be in a position of this bamboo, and you are facing this kind of maybe oak tree, and comparison. Are you comparing yourself with someone who might appear stronger? Do you have an enemy? Do you have someone who envy you? Are you envying someone? Did something happen to make you and your friend, because comparison can suggest another person who possibly knows us very well, who used to be support to us, but is that person no longer support to us? Did they, for example, reach the goals that we wanted to reach? Did someone steal our job, our position, something that we wanted to reach? The Sorrow card kind of looks like you have been full of ideas, you have been full of inspiration, you've been planning, you've been proactive, and then suddenly something happened. I think it had something to do with another person. Now we have the Moon card here, right at the bottom on the left card, on the left side, which kind of suggests that you've already were on the path of you've had this, you could have this insecurity. The Moon is a really great card for inspiration, okay, but it also suggests that you might be prone to feeling to falling into kind of depressive mood. You might be moody, you might kind of be slightly paranoid about things. Maybe did you see something that you perhaps misplaced? You didn't understand very well what was that about, and now you're kind of, because of your wrong judgment, you could have a row, you could have some disagreement, with the co-worker. Maybe it could even happen in your home, maybe you've had a disagreement with your partner, maybe you had a split with your partner only because there was some the Moon card can be associated with emotions that can't be explained necessarily on a rational level. But on the right side, you have such a great combination of cards. So that all suggests that you are definitely willing to start a new life, when if you are in a position of wanting now, because to me it looks like you want to go back to work as soon as possible, because the position where you are now, you might be isolated. We've got isolation card, so that doesn't make you very well. It looks like if you had a disagreement with a person who was really important to you, you either need to talk to them and kind of make it, try to maybe renovate the friendship, or maybe kind of take it from the position of someone who forgave themselves. So you have to forgive yourself, but what has happened between you and the other person, or maybe you and the environment where you were, if you've had some accident, something that didn't make you feel, that made you isolated, that made you lose the interest in whatever on whatever journey you were. Now the best thing is to forgive yourself, to give yourself time to recover, look for new inspiration, even though I think that you might already have that inspiration. You are a very hard-working person, and you're gonna have to get over the sorrow, the maybe disappointment, maybe loss, something that you were working on, either project, relationship. And from that position of forgiveness, to take the new step. Be careful, with the dominant figures in your life. You might not take it very well. Maybe you tend to be quite dominant, and you don't handle well when someone is. You don't want to be in that subordinate position. So you're gonna have to develop new ways of promoting yourself. Don't be too be a little bit more assertive. Don't be passive. Show people that you what you want. That's exactly what needs to be done, because you have wants. It's almost like the card is saying, do what you want. Promote yourself in the right way. Let other people know who you are. So I really hope that the horse, which obviously I think might be associated with this reading quite a lot, because that kind of portrays your will to go forward, to restart. And to answer the question, are you closing yourself off? I think you had to, for some time, and I think that you are definitely, as the card shows, you are willing to go forward, and I hope you really found some inspiration in this reading, and I might see you in my next reading, and you have a lovely morning, afternoon, evening, or night, whenever you are watching this video, and bye bye for now. So if you've chosen this little rabbit, then this reading is for you. And today we are talking about the topic, are you closing yourself off? Which means that it could happen as a result of illness, it could happen as a result of falling out with someone. You just don't feel like communicating with the rest of the world. What are the consequences? What should we do about this position? What is the thing, that we need to do to heal ourselves? Let's have a look at the cards and the story that the cards are offering. So I'm gonna draw the first card. Okay, and we have Sage of the Worlds, Master. Okay, that's a wonderful card. Okay, so that definitely suggests that you are already on the path of, opening up a bit more, because we are dealing with the worlds, but we are going to definitely talk about it in more depth. And we have 3 of crystals, and that's creativity, which is another beautiful card. And I can see how these 2 cards already kind of mingle and they fuse, because we have a lot of creativity going on here as well. So creativity might be definitely one of those things that might help you on your journey of recovery, if we are talking about recovery, because the topic is closing yourself off. So it makes sense that we are talking about recovery. Achiever, okay, that's absolutely great. We have Man of the World, so we have worlds again. This is Voyage Tarot. It's slightly new age. I love these collages, these beautiful combination of photographs from different cultures. Because I myself am an ethnic group, and I can absolutely relate to this. So I love this. This card, I think that we are going to talk about this card a bit more. I have a feeling. So let's have a look at the Osho cards. Osho cards are a bit more spiritual, and I have to say that they belong to my most favorite tarot deck, because they have a ability to heal, the images. And if you're a person who would like to buy a deck, I think this is definitely a deck to buy when it comes to healing. Transformation, oh wonderful, okay. We'll talk a bit more about that. Ripeness, okay, all of these cards actually suggest that you are ready to kind of walk out. We've got a sorrow card. That's absolutely fine, because we will talk about this. I had a feeling, that the Man of the Worlds might be the cause of potential problem here. Okay, so but we'll talk about it a little bit more. So far, I have a feeling that you are a person with a lots of energy. You need to input that energy into something, into project, into creative arts, whatever you are interested in, whether it's singing, dancing, acting, working with an object, recreating something, coming up with new ideas, you are writing a book, you are a person who has to put the energy, that you have somewhere. Okay, I'm just gonna put the cards so you can see them. Then 2 more cards and we are done with the spread. Okay, so we've got 8 of discs. Okay, so we have to be very resourceful, so we have to be sustainable with our energy, with our money as well. And also something else, but let's have a look. So it's a interesting combination of cards, because it looks like something has happened in the past, because the bottom row I have kind of associated with the past. Okay, so there was some disconnection, okay, some vital decision that has been made in the past. Maybe it was premature, okay, so you have made this decision prematurely, which led into kind of maybe consequences, like, you could have okay, for example, lose the money, because we have 8 of discs. Okay, it might be a suggestion that it could be something that kind of slipped out of your hands. You were not too careful, you needed to press that reset button, because we have Brahma. here who touches the lips, of a person, and he gives a new life. It's a symbol for regeneration, you restart, reset, starting new cycle, believing in different things that we used to. So it might be that you are recreating the whole belief system that you used to have. Something has happened. For men here who are watching this reading, you could have a bad kind of falling apart with your lover. We have the Queen of Cups here, and it's a very great card for women. It's a very sensible woman. It's a very beautiful woman, and it's someone that you look up to. So if you're a man, it could be that you had a important person kind of walking away from you, and that caused a deep wound. We have a sorrow card, okay, but it almost looks like you've got achiever here, that you are, regardless what is happening in your life, you're always trying to get on top of that, and you are always trying to, there's a lot of energy spendage. So we have the 8 of discs here. Be resourceful, be sustainable, be careful with your money, be careful with your energy, be careful where you are investing, okay? So regardless of, you have the master stage of the worlds, you are very much interested in almost anything and everything, okay? So you're very flexible. You have almost your idea is kind of flickering, they are just jumping from one thing to another. You have to be very resourceful now. You have to direct. You have the Ace of Swords. Let's have a look at the card. Very important card. I think what it's telling us here regarding this reading, and are you closing yourself off? Are we talking about megalomania? Here. You need to stay kind of focused with one thing for some time. You need to kind of develop suitable pattern and work sustainably with your energy and with your finances, okay? Otherwise it's all going to collapse. Maybe it did collapse, maybe as a result of your not being sustainable. You kind of had to really start from the beginning. It caused maybe disconnection with important people in your life. Now you have to put yourself in that position, okay? So the Queen of Cups is really important because it's a very resourceful card. She will not do like a big thing in life, but what it suggests, it's definitely associated with creativity. All the water or cups related cards, it's the element for creativity. So you have to surround yourself with beautiful things, okay? That's really important. But you have to only pick those things that are really necessary, that are essential for your life. Again, we are coming back to that question, the initial question: are you closing yourself off? I have a feeling if you are closing yourself off, it's as a result of are you shaming yourself? Do you feel like you should have achieved much more at this stage of your life, at this position where you are now? Do you blame yourself for not achieving enough? Now, you're going to have to open up to the possibilities, because I think that there is a great potential in you, and you should stick with the ideas that you've always had, but you're going to have to find cohesion. You are going to have to follow the specific pattern, and you have to create a very good routine in order for you to, again, being able to come out, with that. And I think that people will definitely see it, but you do not want to prove anyone else, but yourself, what you can do. So there are definitely so many different things that you can do. There are resources. You have the master card, creativity card, achiever card, so everything will happen for you. It looks like the future for you is absolutely great, and you will achieve almost anything that you want. The only thing that you need to do at this moment, if you are closing yourself off, if you're shaming yourself for not achieving enough, if you feel like you haven't done enough, you don't know where to start, you have to give yourself a little bit of time to meditate and to start doing one thing. One little step will lead you to another step. You have to give yourself a little bit of time. Be patient with yourself. Try to kind of give your ideas and your feelings directions. Your creativity will lead you, will give you guidance, but you're gonna have to we have the rightness here, so you feel almost like everything is already there. Unconsciously you know that everything is there, but you're gonna have to, in this physical world, you're gonna have to give it a direction and do things step by step. So I think that the answer to the question, are you closing yourself off? Don't hesitate to, yes, it's good time to take some time, off work. Take time to maybe think about what has happened, in the past. But all in all, I think that what needs to be done is to find the right flow, find the right rhythm, because transformation is all about rhythm as well. It's almost like a spiritual dance, and be sustainable. Don't listen to your heart, listen to your mind. Don't get too distracted with other people's thoughts, what other people recommend to you necessarily. Get inspiration, but I think that you already know inside what you want to do, and you're gonna have to slowly follow that, and you will come out. It will happen for you. Anyway, I hope you found an inspiration in this reading, and I wish you luck, and I hope everything will happen. And I hope you have a lovely morning, afternoon, evening, or night, whenever you are looking at this video, and I might see you in the future. Bye bye. So if you've chosen this beautiful green stone frog, then this reading is for you. And today we are looking at the question, are you closing yourself off? I think maybe you know the answer to this question, and maybe you need a little bit more guidance, in why is this happening? Is it really happening? Am I being slightly critical towards myself? Let's have a look what we have here. So the first card, we have time space. This card is associated with the traditional tarot deck in the Thought Tarot, Ian, and then Judgment. So you might be a little bit hard on yourself, maybe. Anyway, we've got another card, beautiful card, creativity, 3 of crystals, beautiful card, beautiful. I'm going to put it here so you can see it. Beautiful card, interesting combination. 5 of Wands, oppression. Okay, so that's maybe a sign why this is happening. Why are you here? Why are you trying to find the answers to your situation? Let's have a look at the Osho card. So far, I have a feeling that you might be going through kind of too much of a self-criticism. You are perhaps analyzing situations and relationships around you too much. I think that the way you think about your situation might be slightly oppressive towards your the way you want to express yourself. Okay, so don't be too hard on yourself. Don't be too judgmental of the things that you've said, you've done. Ordinariness, it's a great healing card. Okay, from my perspective, I know that other people might read this card slightly differently, but for me it's a healing card. It's definitely I'm going to go back and forth, I'm going to go back to that question, the initial question. You closing yourself off. It looks like it's good for you to take time off, time out. You need to start meditating over yourself. It looks like maybe that there was too much intervention from other people. Maybe you've got a healing card here. Okay, so maybe you closing yourself off might come as a result of a long-term illness for some of you. I'm not saying all of you. We have to understand that this reading is also quite universal, and the main thing here to get some inspiration, on your journey of recovery. If you are recovering, if you are coming from a position where you had a mild, let's say, mental breakdown, something, burnout, at work, something has happened, something has made us feel, other people, maybe we are not very good with collective things, with teamwork, someone has made us feel inappropriate. Okay, you have the Fortune card, which is a good thing, but big things happen in your life. Then we have defeat. Okay, so this is really important card as well. We'll talk about it. And then 7, Valor. I know I've got Czech names here, but in the normal, in the English translation, that's Valor. So, okay, let's have a look at this. Interesting combination of cards. Okay, maybe, like I said, that it looks like we have the Judgment card. Okay, time, space. So, okay, it's got to do something with perception of the space. Okay, I see this kind of dominant figure in the foreground and forefront, and I see that it might represent you. We have another figure here, so it might again represent you. Here, oppression. I just feel like you might be somewhere in here. So did someone make you feel like you were not good enough? Did someone make you feel like you don't belong into the group? Did someone, which is something that the Osho card here suggests, the outsider. Do you feel like you haven't got enough ammunition to be part of some space? We are talking about the space and time here, okay, even though it's a Judgment card. So maybe you are judging yourself too much. Maybe you use too much self-criticism. You are not capable to intervene. It's to input too enough positive a way of thinking towards yourself. I think that the way other people made you feel, it kind of still continues, within yourself, within your mind. You're way too analytical, you're way too sensitive about things. But I would also like to just point out that for some of you, this journey is more about confidence. For some of you, this journey might be about recovery, little like recovery from illness, okay, because we have the healing card that doesn't come usually in the deck just for nothing. I'm not saying all of you, again, we have to understand this is a universal reading. So for some of you, this might be a long-term recovery, okay. in that case, if it's a long-term recovery from illness, if it's continuing illness, something like chronic problems, then you have to be really careful about choosing the environment that you are going to either work or you are going to visit, whatever reason there is. You might already think about beginning some new projects. You have creativity card, 3 of crystals. That's a really good card, so you have the capability to begin some new creative process, but you have to be really careful choosing the space in which which you will enter. For now, I have this beautiful card, ordinariness, and you might be you might be closing yourself off for now, but you know that this position will not last forever, even though it makes you feel good. I can see how it's got like a really deep healing properties. It's good for you, and maybe you are scared to kind of re-enter that space, and team of people, the right collective for you, and it's going to take time. So you are going to have to give yourself time. Okay, you're going to have to start a new process of recovery. This is a new phase. You have been already dealing with a lot, okay, based on the cards that I see in front of me. You already have been dealing with quite a lot. But there is something in your heart, okay, that still has desire. You have a strong belief about something. You have quite high life values, and you want to kind of continue. We have the valor, belief. It's a belief system. It's you want to keep going because you have a deep you have the high trust in something. You are, it might be spiritual belief, it might be belief in whatever, that gives you basically strength to go forward, because that's something that you believe in, it's a value. Then be careful here, because you have a defeat. That means that sometimes when people say things, it might hurt you. You're going to have to learn to kind of let go of that, okay? Because that might be something that will stop you. Something has been inherited, something is running through your family, maybe some form of kind of defeat relating, not being successful, in particular area of life, and that kind of, these kind of things are sometimes inherited, they are transgenerational, they are passed from one generation to another, so you have been witness to this kind of thought pattern, behavioral pattern, and you have adopted it whether you like it or not. And now you're going to have to find a way how to kind of slowly detach from it, because you have the Wheel of Fortune card, which means that something is definitely kind of continuing. You are continuing link with something that has happened in the past. Not necessarily, it might have happened in your childhood, but it definitely happened, something has happened in your a family, and in your ancestry. There is something like transgenerational, like trauma. So it's trauma passed from one generation to another. So you're gonna have to work with this, okay? There is no return. That you are in a position now when you are coming together with what has happened. You are beginning, because you are really good in analyzing the situation, but you must not over-analyze the situation. That's really important. Now, yes, I know that you might have bad experience with other people, with the collective work, teamwork, and with this, also with the environment that you either worked or be with. So it might be school, it might be workplace for you, but you're gonna have to re-enter that space at some point. You've got the valor, you've got your values, you have your beliefs, you have your belief system, and to which you should stick with. but you should give yourself time. You should give yourself time for recovery and slowly re-enter the external space. But you're gonna have to do it this way. You're gonna have to be really picky about the space that you enter, and choose the small steps, choosing the right environment that is inspiring you, because you have the creativity card. So you are definitely a creative person, sensitive person. And so give yourself time, be kind to yourself. If you have bad memories about working with other people, people saying things about you, or maybe bad memories, trauma from childhood and things like that, you're gonna have to work with that. Don't make it part of your everyday life, all day life. You're gonna have to find beautiful things. Be surround yourself with beautiful things like flowers, beautiful people. Choose environment, choose people, choose object, choose things to do. You are the creator, so take power into your hands. And I really hope this reading was an inspiration to you, and I really hope you will find the right environment, right people for your life. And I hope this will happen for you. Anyway, I hope you have a lovely morning, afternoon, evening, or night, depending on whenever you are looking at this reading. And I might see you in my next reading. And bye-bye for now.